She's not. She's not gonna do it. One sneaky nighttime reading. Oh, I'm kind of really excited for this. Someone's already here. Wolfgang, what's going on, homie? Whoa, I just make it more blurry? Doing a sneaky nighttime reading, Wolfgang. I have lots of energy for some reason. Oh, damn. All right. I got this message. This was a very specific message or something. I don't know. Something's going on with Spirit. Spirit is like already like fully loudly talking in my head about whatever the fuck this reading is about. So I'm interested to know, because usually this is the time where I would like go to bed. So I don't know if maybe this is for you, Wolfgang. You take it if it resonates, homeboy. All right, here we go. First card down, we have life over death. Secret stream. Secret screening. This is like for VIPs only. We have loser on the bottom. Oh, poison on the bottom of the deck. Poison in reverse. With life. Idiot. Uh-oh. Oh, something is flipped there. What is that? 911 emergency with poison, warlock in reverse, and mercy. Retaliation with bully. What the fuck? That's a FB. Oh, that's a corpse card. Is that suppressed emotions? Oh, okay. So, like, I mean, take this seriously if you want. Like, I mean, if it resonates, but what I'm getting is I'm getting some type of masculine energy with this warlock card, okay? I mean, again, energies don't exist like as in sex-wise, so if it's like masculine, it could be feminine, it doesn't matter. But there's masculine energy, brotherhood. Okay, so maybe somebody did something to you out of retaliation for somebody else, like a brother or a sister. You know, I'm getting, so I married an axe murderer. But you know how her sister's killing all her husbands. Family. Okay. So maybe we have the idiot card because you are like kind of dumb to this. Like you don't quite know what's going on. Because being poisoned could be a couple of things, like being like brainwashed or something, you know, being taken over. But there's life, which means it's not going to kill you, even if they want it to. Honestly, I can remember being homeless and thinking that, like, my sister and I, because we didn't know what was going on, we didn't know that it was so much of a spell as to why we ended up homeless and ended up where we were. And we tried multiple times to die because we thought that's what the universe wanted. Like they didn't want us here anymore. So we tried to like physically die together, you know, because like I wasn't going to leave her. She wasn't going to leave me. And like if we couldn't be here, then we would just go together. And we physically actually tried to die together. And it didn't work. And it was one of those things that like we always said after that, okay, well, this is done then. If the universe isn't going to take us, if this is all just some type of negative energy around us and we're not understanding it because clearly we know things that other people don't know. Clearly we're on a path that most people don't really travel down, and it's dangerous and people find it very threatening. And it kind of seems like somebody could have been very, very threatened by you. And so much so that where they were supposed to give you mercy, they were threatened. It was too threatening to show you kindness, to show you empathy. It was too much for them. They couldn't do it. They'd rather, you know, this is the kind of person that cries at your funeral, but when you're sick, they don't come to see you. They don't call you on the phone, but they'll make a show at the funeral as if they have cared about you since day one. It's funny how people act when they're not in our presence. And then when we need them for something, it's like everything becomes a show to people. Like they're just an actor. Everything is a stage. Everything's a show. Everything is, you know, make it look like you care, but don't actually care, because that's going to be too much. It's going to be too much to actually care when that's really all collective needs, you know? So they'll put on a show as if that's what they're doing. You know, like this person, I mean, I remember, so there was this documentary that I watched where a lady, it was one of those, who the bleep did I marry or something like that. And this guy like literally caught his girlfriend putting shit into his coffee. And like, it was just like, just an everyday normal Joe person going to work. And his girlfriend just didn't want him around anymore. So the alternative of not having a boyfriend is to poison him. Like, really, you can't just break up with him, you know? Like, is there insurance money involved? Is there something involved with this? Like, why would you do that, right? Like really, death, like that's where you're gonna take it. Like, you can't just say get out, you know? Like, maybe we should part ways, it just seems so extreme. That's why it's a sneaky reading, because obviously I'm doing it right now where somebody doesn't know I'm doing it, and like they don't want me doing this. That's usually how these readings come out, is like if there's there can be a lot of restraint. Okay, which is why I actually, for a long time, like I would do these such intense readings and I would try to upload them and they wouldn't upload over and over and over again. So I just started going live, because when I go live, it doesn't really have to upload. It's already uploading now, right? So I don't have to worry about any fucking, anybody's energy that doesn't want a reading like coming out, so then you don't know the truth. I don't have to worry about it, because I'm like, fuck you, it's already being, So there is almost like a way that you can find a way around this. Okay, horrible choice. I don't know why. And then with the Conjuring, because now I feel like this could be like somebody's house is doing something to them. Somebody's land is like poisoning them, right? Getting into them. There's the Sun, Scarecrow, and the garbage can. So there was this person in my sister's phone, and they set up a WhatsApp account with her number, and I sent them a message. I figured I knew who it was, and I had WhatsApp set up because of my work, and I sent them a message, and I bluffed. I bluffed it a little bit because I wasn't sure if I knew who it was, because it could have been a couple people. So I sent a very vague message. I remember definitely adding impotence in there, because this person, there's a couple of people that my sister slept with that have been impotent over the years. So there's a couple that are like, definitely in the back of my mind. Like when I did the reading, that's what came out. And I'm like, okay, that nails it down to like 3 different people. So let's break that down now. Let's figure out who, like just whatever when you're breaking down, who you think's doing something. So out of the 3 of them, if I couldn't fully figure out which one it was, I categorized them all and then sent this message that was like, said everything about me knowing and her knowing that this person, this individual, was breaking the law. Like, you're not allowed to go into somebody's phone. I'm sorry. That's like a total breach of privacy. Okay, you can't just into somebody's phone. That's like dark web shit. Okay, like you're not allowed to do it. And this person immediately signed out of my sister's phone. Immediately. And then I figured out who it was. So it took me a while to figure it out, because sometimes it does take you a while to figure it out. But then once you narrow it down, because there are IP addresses, okay? There are towers that these people use that can you generate the area that they're in. Therefore, if you can generate the area that they're in, you can figure out who the fuck it is, okay? So like I'm getting this by The Conjuring, because she haunts her land. She claims it's her land and then haunts it. So nobody can fucking, nobody can leave it. Nobody can fucking, right, control. So somebody has made a very horrible choice to somehow poison something in your life, which is if that is getting into your privacy, getting into your cameras, getting into your life, whatever, think of what poison does. It leaks into things to slowly deteriorate something. Okay. With the 911 emergency in reverse, I feel like it could be something like it's not life-threatening, like they're not actually throwing poison down your throat, but they are breaching privacy somewhere. They are breaching a house, and it could be they're breaching what's going on with you because of the land that they're on. Now I'm getting kind of dizzy. I don't know if they get dizzy when they're at home and stuff, that could be like, they could be on a very heavy spirited property. And it definitely is making them do things that they normally wouldn't do. So now that the sun is out, the sun is like, do you see, you know, it's almost like, which movie is that? I Am Legend? Those zombie things. They're not dead. These people aren't dead because their hearts are beating. They're breathing, but they can't go out in the sunlight. So it's something like, it's something like, you don't see this person. You wouldn't see this person during the day. This person may not even come out of their house, which is even worse because it could be one of those kind of creepy energies of like, you know, those people in mom's basement where they have like 7 computer screens lined up in front of them and they are watching a different person on every single screen. I don't know. Dead man walking. Like a yes again, 2 yeses. I feel like this person, lucky 13 in reverse, this person is going to experience something very awful. Just know that I think this is about somebody around you. I don't think that this is about you. I think that this is about something that you endured, you went through, but the end result of it all, it doesn't have anything to do with you. You paid your penance. You paid your price for this person. You went through your hell. Now it's this person's time. And now I feel like, you know, when people fuck with you when you're a kid and then they see you when you're grown up and you're like, yeah, hey, by the way, I'm not a little kid anymore. You want to try that thing again that you used to do when I was a kid? I dare you. It's like Santa. I got Santa Claus. I didn't know why. And then I heard, yeah, you want me to come sit on your lap now? Ew. Ew, 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 ew. Two sides. You're either on this side or the other. Always remember that. You're either on the good side or you're on the bad side. And if you're on the bad side, you can't act like you're on the good side because they know that you're not. So this is like a wolf in sheep's clothing. This is somebody who looks like a good person, but you know the difference. And that's the thing. I say that about my father. I love when I see people praise my father because I look at them and go like, you have no idea who that fucking man is. Same with my stepfather. You have no idea who that man is. Keep praising him. Keep putting him on that pedestal. Keep acting like he's the greatest fucking man alive, because I'm telling you right now, he isn't. And all you motherfuckers that put him up on that pedestal, just remember, you will pay that price for putting a pedophile up on a pedestal. Marijuana leaf. I like that. Pandora, and then scissors. So this is, whoever this person is, this is somebody that you cut off. This is somebody you cut off in the past. And it's almost like, because, you know, once you open up that box, okay, like this is some type of, you know, predator. Once you open up that box, you can never unsee what has been hidden for so long. And now I'm getting the song, actually it played today, 46 and 2 by Tool. He talks about shedding a skin and wanting to see what he's hidden in the dark for so long. He wants to bring to light things that he knows he hid away for a very long time. Okay, sometimes we know the skeletons in the closet, and sometimes we don't, because they were too scary to look at. We know there's something in there, but we don't know what it is. Okay, that's like the thing, analogies when I make about scary movies that I watched as a kid that, literally they might be hilarious to me now, but they did something to me as a child, right? I'm never going to unsee them the way that I saw them then. Right? It's something like that. Like, you're never going to unsee what you saw. So just because there's a mirage around this person and everybody thinks they're Beaver Cleaver and everybody thinks they're fucking seventh heaven, dad, just remember that guy is a pedophile. Okay, these people that look amazing, great, awesome, all on the outside, let people praise them. If you've let your truth out and people don't believe you, honestly, you've paid your price. You've done it. You've told them there's nothing more that you can do. They don't want to listen. They still want to act like they know everything and that you're the asshole. You're the one trying to rip the family apart. Blah, blah, blah. Because now suddenly everybody becomes a narcissist once you address something that happened to you. Okay, so they will automatically say that you're trying to rip the family apart. Okay, everything is about you. It's always been about you. Okay, and those are unfortunately narcissistic individuals, right? And usually where there is one, there is plenty more. Okay, so recognize where somebody made a horrible choice on a piece of property. Spirit knows about it. Okay, and the thing is it was a 911 emergency because of the poisoning, because of the extent of the injuries, because of the things that happened. It was an emergency, but nothing was called. Okay, so that's why now, think of it this way. If you're not a kid anymore and this person's still alive, just remember, you hold all the power. You hold all the fucking strength. They can't do a fucking thing now. Okay, so remember that. Let that be strength in you. Okay, that these little fucking pussies that think that they can hold their aggressive tendencies over collective their whole fucking lives because of a status. I'm your grandfather. I'm your mother. I'm your, I don't give a fuck who the fuck they are. Even better, state your status to the world. Keep stating it over and over and over and over and over again, just so everybody's clear that you are my fucking father that did it. You are my fucking mother that, let him do it. Let him do it. Let him keep fucking talking. Let him do whatever it is that they got to do that exploits them every single day. Okay, only to you, because they only really get exploited to you. Everybody else believes that they're this great, outstanding citizen. Awesome. Great. Keep believing it, okay? Because these people will get you better check yourself, right? Whether it's the day that you die, whether it's the day they die, people will figure out the truth. It always surfaces. It always comes out. And what's funny enough about the truth is once somebody surfaces the truth and this individual dies, watch how many people start to stand up. It's not just one. It never fucking is. There's always somebody else. It's just people know how to hide their pain very well. Okay? And they can choose to hide that pain until the day that they die. But just know that spirit knows that you're not the only victim to this person's crimes. Okay, there are others that stand with you. That's why there's life over death here, because I think that you're choosing life after what is probably the worst ending imaginable, while this person now dies. And ironically enough, however way this death greets them, because it'll be in multiple ways, one thing they're not going to be able to do is call 911. And the reason why they can't call it is because they didn't let you call it. Okay, so that's going to be a karma. That's going to be a clapback. That's going to be like okay, well, you didn't let me, so I'm not going to let you. This is, who do you think's on the other end of that line? Okay, it's almost like you grew up and became like a 911 operator. You know what I mean? Like you grew up to be something that they're going to call and they're going to need one day, and you're not going to answer the phone. You're not going to pick up. You're not going to be there. You're not going to be around. And it's not going to be a choice. It's going to be I forgot my cell phone at home that day, or your battery's going to run out. It's not going to be, I don't think when these things happen, to be honest, I don't think that we have a choice over it. I think it's already been made. Right? And because Spirit knows that you won't be an asshole, you're never going to be one. You have it's almost like they have to be shown that what goes around comes around, and it will bite them in the ass. And you might look like the bad guy, you might look like the asshole in the time, you know, because they're the ones trying to get a hold of you, trying to get in touch with you, trying to get you to save them. Okay, and that's fine. They can think in the last moment of their life that you're the one that killed them. They should think that way, because now all of a sudden they're realizing that there is karma to everything you fucking do. And it doesn't have anything to do with the person that you did it. It's the universe that's doing it. It's not like you're sitting there waiting for your move, you know, for karma to just hit the karma button. You're not in control of it. That's why I'm like, you're not going to be in control of this. This is going to be something that, again, one of those things, you know, like you never leave home without your cell phone, and that day something's gonna fuck up, you know, like the cell phone tower is gonna drop, the call is gonna drop, it's not gonna come through, something's gonna happen, you know, and that's their debt. And maybe this is not even you, maybe it's 911, maybe they're not gonna be able to get a hold of anybody there, right? I don't think it has anything to do with you. It's not orchestrated by you. You're the only reason why you are part of this is because this is a reflection of what they did to you at some point in time. People need to pay for what they do to people. And that usually comes along with, hey, by the way, you might be doing this to collective, but in 15 years, you're going to be facing it yourself. And they think 15 years, yeah, right. Like that's ever going to come back around. Karma just takes some time, you know, because there is 800 billion people on this planet. So it's not like, sorry, you're not first in line. I know the narcissist in you thinks that you are. There's Vampire. You know, I love to say, people, I cannot lie if I tried. This person is such a succubus energy. And there's the coffin. Like, I do feel like they are on their way to a different life. Peace pipe. Well, you are on a different life as well. There's the eye. This is what I mean. Like, Spirit saw what they did. They saw what they did. And you know what's so funny? People want to break the law, all this shit. They want to fuck with kids. They want to do things behind closed doors, blah, blah, blah. They think nobody's seen them. They think that they're going to lie over this kid, blah, blah, blah. But, like, not only does each person have two eyes, but they also have a third eye that's not visible. Okay, this third eye can come through many different things. Come through pets, come through birds looking through your window, okay? It can come through other things, mirrors, okay, because spirits live in mirrors, okay? There's so many eyes around them, okay? I'm pretty sure there's this guy I watch on Instagram, and he goes to, like, antique stores or whatever. He's got that infrared camera, and he, like, puts them up to dolls. And you wouldn't believe how many dolls pick up energy, like, have active infrared on them. Like, how's that possible? Unless there is some type of spirit attached to them that is picking up energy. Okay, because that's what spirits do. They pick up energy. They pick it up from fire. They pick it up from light bulbs. They pick it up from electric fences. Spirits can pick up energy from anywhere, okay, because it is everywhere. Okay, so think of it that way. Like, there are so many things that were actively, like, this person could have had a fucking, you know, a laptop. This kid, you know, whatever, there could be a laptop staring right at them. What's on a laptop? A camera. Okay, duh. Like I said, cameras are everywhere. Okay, I'm pretty sure the UK has had CCTV for, like, how long? 20 fucking years they've been watching those motherfuckers just on the street out in general because of how dangerous it is over there with all the drunks. Okay, so, like, honestly, Try to act like something didn't see you, because I can guarantee you not only did one thing see you, but multiple things saw you. Just because it wasn't a pair of pervy eyeballs that are just going to turn around and walk away as if they didn't see anything. Some coward-ass human. No, it wasn't a coward human. It was actually somebody else doing its job. Murder and Bagul. Oh my God. Like I said, I can't make this up if I tried. This is child trauma. You know when Bagul comes out. When kids are being mistreated. Okay? And then murder. I tell you, I don't know if the universe is just going to kill them off. That's 3 death cards. 3. Okay? 3. That doesn't usually happen. So consider it this. The reason why we're doing this sneaky reading, okay, is because Spirit doesn't really want a whole lot of people to know about it. Because this isn't going to be for a whole lot of people. This isn't, please, you know, 1 million people watch. No, this is like, please maybe keep it like to 5 people. Because this, unless you have a monster in your family, this isn't going to have anything to do with you. Okay? And actually, to the people who haven't addressed their monsters in the family, this might be for you then. Because you don't know about your trauma yet. You're just still wearing your trauma, but you don't actually know why you have trauma. But Bagul knows why you have trauma. There's the shark. This is what I'm talking about. And the weeping willow. So there's like a sadness inside of somebody because of what this thing does, what the shark does to your life. It's some type of family member or something that scares you. They scare you. They intimidate you. Not necessarily scare you, but they intimidate you. Okay? Do you fear sharks so much that you don't go in the water? No. You still go in the water, but you keep your eye out. That's what you do with this person. It's not that you don't go to family functions. It's not that you don't participate in things, but you keep your fucking eye out while they're around. That's what this person is. That's who this person is. There's a reason why you have anxiety. If you have anxiety around a certain person, there's a reason why you have anxiety. Your body's trying to tell you you don't like somebody. There's the lighthouse sticking out. Okay, so that's about the Coast Guard too, finding your way to safety. Like there might be a scapegoat when you're around this person, that you tend to, you know, stay beside the biggest person in the family or something like that when this person's around. I see like this person being like a creeper. They're kind of like a skinny, scrawny kind of dude, always walk around with a beer in their hand. And you might go and like hide behind certain people because they're bigger than this person. There's creepy. This is what I mean. Like this, it's a very creepy person. I'm getting a very creepy vibe from them. Like skinny, scrawny, sick. Okay. There's money and signs. This person doesn't have a lot of money. Okay. And there's like a sickness inside of you when you're around this person. It's a sadness. You don't know why there's a sadness, but there's something embedded in your roots when it comes to this person. Okay, so you found your safety. You found a rock away from this person. So Spirit is like, you know, pick up the identifying factors when you're in the situation. If somebody creeps you out, think of why that is. Is it because it's them and you've known them forever? Or is it because they're reminding you of somebody, right? And that's the thing. My stepfather always did that. He always creeped me out. He always I was 16 this one time. My mom was away and he got super drunk because he was a drunk. He was an alcoholic, full blown. And he got like touchy with me sitting on the couch. And I got so creeped out. I ran into my room and I didn't have a lock on my door, obviously, but I pretended to fall asleep. And I had a dog back then, Max. She used to sleep with me every night. And I had the dog with me. And he came down the stairs to try to wake me up. And, you know, he was like scratching on my door and he was, you know, like trying to go like, you know, like, psst, you know, like trying to wake me up, trying to see if I was awake. And I ran, like, the next day, I ran to my father's house. I told him and his wife, about the whole thing. I was like, there's something wrong with Craig. There's something wrong with Craig. There's something wrong. I don't feel good around him. And my stepmother freaked out. She was like, okay, there's something wrong. And then my father freaked out. Okay, there's something wrong. And then all of a sudden, I went back to my mom's house, and then I went back there, and nothing was said ever again. Nothing was done ever again. And then, 10 years later, I realized why. I wasn't just scared of him for no reason. It's not like I was scared of him, but there was something about him. Like, I knew he was a predator. I knew that he was a dirty ass old fucking man who has a thing for little girls. I mean, he always made comments, about how I dressed and how I looked right in front of my fucking mother. And my mother was just dumb, stupefied to it. Like, this man should be making comments about a 13-year-old, 14-year-old. Like, it was so disgusting. And he would grab my ass, and he would do these things literally in front of my mother, who was just aloof to everything, acting like, it was, she was the doting wife with the beautiful husband, because she was so obsessed the way that he looked. And I'm like, okay, there is something wrong with you if you drink every day. That there's a reason why. Either you grew up with it and you saw it and it's a chain reaction, or you're covering something up, right? I drank heavily in my 20s because of the things I tried to cover up. I slept with multiple partners at multiple times because of the things that I was trying to cover up. I fucked myself royally because of the things I tried to cover up. Always being blamed. It was always my fault. I was always the one, Whitney's out of control. Whitney can't control herself. Whitney can't this, Whitney can't that. When Whitney was so fucking traumatized by everything that all these adults did around her, that, yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't get my shit in my head together until I was 39. My apologies, right? Had you have fixed me when you broke me, I wouldn't have been running around like a chicken with its head cut off for 30 fucking years. I would have had I would have had a chance at this life. I feel like I never got a chance, right? And it's not like, oh, go to school, oh, go do this, oh, you can change your life. No, you can't. Those are easy remarks from people who think that the world is easy, that you can just snap your fingers and make things happen, when anybody in the real world knows that that's not possible. It's not that easy. You just go to college. How are you going to pay your rent? Oh, just get a job at night. When are you going to do your schoolwork? Oh, just stay up. When are you going to sleep? Right? There's always somebody who's going to be out there telling you what to do, how hard to do it, how hard you need to try, what you need to do for yourself, because they know somebody who was in the same position that changed their life, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's situation in this life is different. Nobody is handed or given the same things that the next person has been given or been shown or been entitled to. Not everybody's family who looked rich was rich. Not everybody's family who had money was able to see that money. Some people who had money were starved by their parents. Some people who have money were neglected by their parents because their parents had money. Okay, you cannot judge a book by its cover, a book by how much money it's producing, right? You really can't. Either you've been through it and you've gone through it and you know what I'm talking about, or you really fucking haven't and you think the world is super easy and that everything you can change, everything's a snap of a finger. Like, there's arrogance and entitlement versus been there, done that, shut the fuck up, and I'm not going to listen to you again, because you haven't lived in the same world that I've lived in. And trust me, there are different worlds. People think, oh, we all live in the same world. Oh, we all have the same opportunities. All this, all that. Oh, you're white. Oh, you should know. No. Just because my family looked like the Beaver Cleaver family does not fucking mean that they were, and does not mean that I was given anything like a normal family was given. Okay, so trust me when I say that just because your family looked perfect or was rich, or, everybody thinks that this, the world of this shark, it really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, all that matters is what you went through, what you remember, what your evidence was of the past versus all these other people that have no fucking idea, right? So when they say that we're not here to choose sides, we're not. But for some reason, so many people do choose sides, and they choose the side against collective, because that's the side that is the easiest. You know, working with collective is hard. It forces you to see the truth in things. It forces you to do things about the wrong. It forces you to do your mission and work your mission, and sometimes lose money, and sometimes lose sleep, and sometimes support things that you don't really know what you're fucking doing. But there are good people, and those good people outweigh these sharks. But sometimes you could lose your whole family because of one person who will be a shark till the day that they die. And then when people find out about them, oh yeah, we kind of knew something was going on. Oh yeah, oh okay, well now it makes sense that all these people are, you know, coming up. If it was just you, we wouldn't believe you, but now these other people, and trust me, that will happen, where people realize that no, you weren't the only one, and that they should have trusted their instincts when they're around this person as well, but it was just easier to love this person because it's family. Like, fucking people stink, and so do their fucking lies, okay? There's the music note, and something is stuck to it. Dreams. So pay attention to songs right now. There's the stage is set with accusations. See what I mean with this? The stage is set with accusations, which means it's like they the stage with what you want to say. I mean, they really do. And just know that, if this makes sense, you're going to have a dream about it. Maybe you're going to have a dream where this person is, you know, their back is against the wall or something, or you're going to literally be on a stage, or you're going to, I feel like, or you're just going to have a dream about, I don't know, standing up for yourself, speaking, public speaking, something like that. Because the stage is set. Like, that's what Spirit wants you to do. Like, that's your mission. This is, it's like it all is starting to make sense. If it makes, you know, if you're putting signs together and you're connecting the dots, then this could be something where it's like you choose to speak out for Victims Anonymous or something like that, you know. Do it. Tell your story. People need to hear it. People need to hear stories about others surviving. They do, because they don't know how to survive. And if they don't hear that somebody else survived, they feel like they can't, or they feel like it's too hard, right? I think that's why a lot of programs exist, where people can speak about what they've been through, so then other people don't feel like they're alone. Because in this giant world of billions of people, for some reason we feel like we're alone, and that there is nobody that will, you know, there's nobody that's been through the same things, or there's nobody that's going to comprehend what we're saying or understand what we're saying, because how can you understand something unless you've been through it? And I know that it's super hypocritical for anybody to say that, like, oh yeah, I understand, you know, when they've been through nothing like you've been through. How can you possibly, you know, you think to yourself, how can you possibly understand? But the thing is, of understanding somebody else's grief, it's just the fact that they understand that you're grieving. It's not the fact that they'll ever understand what you went through, but they'll understand that there's a grieving process to it, and that you do have to address the things that can kill you. Because if you don't notice or say something about the skeletons in the closet, they come and they dance around at night, and they'll fuck with you, and they'll fuck with your psyche, and they'll fuck with your dreams, and they'll do things, because things in the closet are never there to stay, right? It's always going to open up. Like, it's always, they're in the closet. Like, I mean, how many things in the closet actually stay in the closet? I mean, eventually you have to clean it out. Eventually you have to open it. Eventually you got to get your clothes. You got to get your laundry. There's things you got to do, right? So it's not like a closed door that's going to stay closed forever. It's just a door that is closed for now, because it's easier to not look at something as opposed to address it head on. Sometimes you need a couple days to absorb something, which is fine. Spirit always says, think about it before you do it. The more you think about it, the more you're actually rationalizing something before going just ahead to do something. Because sometimes we do have to take that fool's journey where we jump off the edge and we don't quite know where we're going to end up. But the point is that we jump. Okay, that we trust ourselves and we trust the universe enough to take a step of pure faith, okay, to know that the universe will have your back if it's meant to be. $44.54. So much for a quick little reading. I thought I was going to say like 14 minutes, 45 on the dot. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Okay then. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that. I'm going to get my sister, who's got my snake on her right now, who was just sleeping on her, but still, oh my God, I gotta put everybody to bed. What the hell just happened? I just did like a time warp. Oh, I've got children to put to sleep, aka snakes. So yeah, I hope it resonated. That was super weird. That was a deep intellectual reading. I hope it resonates, like I said, but I don't want it to resonate with too many people because it was pretty fucked up. Bouncer. Someone's being escorted out of the building, you know what I mean? They don't want to go. They don't want to go. Dreams. Again, watch your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. There's going to be a lot of answers that come into your dreams over the next little while, okay? So and if you're like me, sometimes you don't remember your dreams, and you wake up in the middle of the night to pee, though, write them down. Write them down. Just a quick little jot. Because you always think, I'll remember that in the morning. Yeah, right. You're going to go into like 5 more dreams and you're going to forget about it. So write your dreams down if it helps. Because then you can also look at them in the morning to be like, okay, what the fuck was happening last night? And then reevaluate everything. You know, I'm always at this mall. I don't understand. Like, I always teleport to this mall back where I grew up. And I'm basically there every night. And like the mall is up and running and the shops are going and it looks like it's from 1995 because it's been all revamped and stuff. I'm always there. Sometimes I'm at my high school, but I usually time warp to the mall. So, I mean, riddle me that. Why the fuck am I going to the mall back in 1995? Okay, I don't know. But time doesn't exist. Please remember this. It is an illusion. It is just to keep track of everything. Okay? Don't get caught up in it. Because you'll lose your fucking mind. It's dumb. And, yeah. Somebody might be dying around you. FYI. Because of how many times they tried to fucking take your head off. So, whatever. Eye for a fucking eye. Tooth for tooth. And this bitch. So, take it or leave it. Okay? Thank you so much for being here. All right? Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And I didn't even know I was going to be here, so I guess I'll be back tomorrow. Actually, I got a little bit of a day tomorrow. Okay? But I will be around. And, yeah. Peace out, Wolfgang. Hope you have a great night, buddy. No, we're not talking about stalkers anymore, okay? We're over the stalker thing, okay? No more stalker shit, Wolfgang. What are you talking about being Canadian? Black and red plaid, very Canadian. Fuck you! Dude, that's because I don't have a bra and I have my fucking pajamas on underneath, so I had to be classy. All right, get the classy shit out, Wolfgang. Motherfucker, chewing me out for wearing Canadian shit. Lumberjack over here. All right, fuck you. Have a good night, everybody. Peace out. Wolfgang, you son of a bitch.